3 Venezuelan illegals came out and tried to beat an ICE agent to death with a shovel. Hordes of people in the street vandalized and raided ICE vehicles and stole weapons, Kevlar, and documents, and doxed people on the internet last night. Do you believe they are listening to Tim Walz when he talks about peace, or do you think they're listening to Tim Walz who says we're being occupied by the federal government?
The governor is calling for peace. The mayor is calling for peace.
After he declared we were in a civil war.
And then we have ICE agents on the street saying, didn't you see what happened to that other woman? Right? So I think we need a global cooling off period. I think that the president needs to acknowledge that this is not going well, both.
Can you get the Venezuelans to cool off with the shovels, or you think you'll be successful with it?
I don't think anybody should be using.
Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications. Anytime I go live, I make a video. I got a big announcement on Monday, so you better not miss out on it. Let's get into this. I am perplexed at the people on these panels. I'm perplexed. I did not realize how ignorant, uneducated, and disingenuous most liberals are, even on television, and those who carry credentials in education. I want to say credentialized education, but it doesn't sound right. Those who carry credentials and are considered to be highly educated. It's like they break down the connective fibers for rationale when it comes to being mad at Republicans. Like, if it's something on their side, they cannot help themselves. They have to spew nonsensical things. Here's an example. Roll it.
I want to start with this idea of the Insurrection Act and whether this is the moment that the Trump administration has been waiting for. Scott, you have been convinced that this is the time.
Yeah, they'd be well within their rights to do it. I mean, you've got a governor of Minnesota who has said out loud that he believes they exist in a state of occupation of the federal government. You've got people going off to trainings, training how to fight federal agents. You've got massive amounts of money flowing into these groups to fund this stuff. And you have a bunch of elected officials in Minnesota who seem to believe that federal laws do not apply there. And you have massive unrest and massive disorder in the streets. And just last night, a ICE agent was trying to arrest a Venezuelan national, and 2 other Venezuelan nationals, all illegal immigrants, came out and tried to beat him to death with a shovel, which has apparently enraged everyone in Minnesota. They have a lot of problems there, and if Trump decided to do it, I think he'd be well within his rights to do so.
Now, tell me how somebody on the show, or 2 people on the show, 3 people on the show, fixed their mouth to think that what he said is wrong. Like, I don't believe that we should pursue the Insurrection Act yet. I want Minnesota to be on their knees crawling and begging for fresh air before Donald Trump do anything, because they voted for this foolishness. They voted for these liberal dumb nut jobs, and they voted against Donald Trump almost every year. So Minnesota, when the unrest happens and the looting happens and the shooting starts and people can't get to work and they're blocking traffic and getting killed by ICE agents every night in and night out, I want those people to be so desolate, so confused, so enraged, so upset, so hopeless that they come crawling to Daddy Trump and say, please help us. Let me tell you something. When everything collapses overnight, you find out real quick what actually matters. Homestead, the series picks up right where the movie left off. The world, as we know it, is gone. And one family is forced to rely on faith, grit, and each other just to survive. This series goes deeper, new characters, new threats, and higher stakes. You love the movie. Now the story continues. The wait is over. Here's a clip.
We fight to the last man.
Or the last woman.
This has been foretold!
There's a girl that can see the future. You know what happens.
I saw them die. Over and over.
There's a 600-man army coming to kill us and strip this place bare.
Why would I grow food when I could just take it?
Time to give him hell, boys!
Time to give him hell.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Brand new episodes of Homestead. The series are available right now exclusively on Angel Studios. Join the Angel Guild today, watch the Homestead movie, then stream Homestead the series. When the bomb drops, will you be ready? And I want everybody to see the politicians in your state refuse to deploy the National Guard and watch it all burn. And then Donald Trump say, only then will I enact the Insurrection Act and send in the troops to help. Send in the National Guard to deploy them and make them activated, or send in, assets from the federal government. Outside of that, I'm not doing nothing. I want y'all to crash and burn. Like, I literally want to watch Minnesota get what they voted for. Nothing more, nothing less. Just get what you voted for. More Scott Jennings. Let's get to the next clip. Roll it.
So that's a little taste of Tim Walz, who has been under fire by Republicans.
Time out. Do we have Tim Walz's speech? We don't have it in the system. But just so you know, so I can contextualize this, she played a clip of Tim Walz's response, and we played it on the show the other day. Tim Walz's response to the craziness that was going on and the second shooting that happened. And he got on there and he said the craziest stuff that I've heard, that I believe he's invoking an insurrection. And we have the clip. Let's pull the clip up real quick, because this broad isn't going to play the real thing. She's just going to play a cut up, broke up version of it. Now, this is 5 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play the first few minutes of it, and you're going to see exactly what happened. Roll it.
Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good. We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming. That's a direct threat against the people of this state, who dared to vote against him 3 times and who continue to stand up for freedom with courage and empathy and profound grace.
And brutality.
All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest, even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be defending law and order, justice, and humanity while also caring for our families and trying to do our jobs. So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation.
Occupation.
You've done enough. Let me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you.
Good. Occupation. It's an organized brutality by the federal government. He's glorifying the fact that neighbors are helping each other that are getting unlawfully arrested, I guess, which is the people attacking the ICE agent with a shovel. Then Renee Good, making bad decisions, decide to hit an ICE agent with a car and got smoked. Like, that's what was said. And I left out a couple of minutes. It's probably even worse. But she broke up parts of that, left out the context, and then it led her here. Roll that clip.
The accusation has been by conservatives, including
by another clip. The clip before that, where her face is on the camera and she said, "This is from Tim Walz." It was a clip that we were going to play before this last one. That one.
So that's a little taste of Tim Walz, who has been under fire by Republicans. The accusation has been by conservatives, including by you, Scott, that he's been inciting violence, but we just played it there.
Okay, you cherry-picked a handful of comments. Did you play the comment where he said, we're under a federal occupation? What is that language?
Is that inciting violence?
Of course it is. What does that language sound like to you?
Oh, really?
You have Walz and Fry and Flanagan and the rest of these Democrats in Minnesota radicalizing and propagandizing their constituency, telling them things that aren't true. And what has happened? One lady went out and got into a very, very sad and unfortunate situation. 3 Venezuelan illegals came out and tried to beat an ICE agent to death with a shovel. Hordes of people in the street vandalized and raided ICE vehicles and stole weapons, Kevlar, and documents, and doxed people on the internet last night. Do you believe they are listening to Tim Walz when he talks about peace, or do you think they're listening to Tim Walz who says we're being occupied by the federal government?
I
think it's obvious.
I appreciate that you acknowledge
Talk about I mean, look, the governor is calling for peace. The mayor is calling for peace.
After he declared we were in
and
a
then
civil war.
we have ICE agents on the street saying,
Time out. You bald-headed nut job. Y'all heard a little bit of what Tim Walz just said. Where is it that Tim is calling for peace in that little speech he said? The mayor came out and said, get the out of my city. That's calling for peace? Why would you get on TV with your bald-head self and say something that stupid and ridiculous? Roll the clip. 16 seconds.
To that other woman, right? So I think we need a global cooling off period. I think that the president needs to acknowledge that this is not going well. Both
can you get the Venezuelans to cool off with the shovels, or you think you'll be successful with it?
I don't think anybody should be using.
All right, next clip. We got more Scott Jennings on fire, boy. They playing with the wrong man. Roll it.
Are they going to realize that maybe things have gone too far?
Some of those people may disapprove because they want there to be more deportations even faster. You know, we've deported 2.6.
I don't think. Well, based on
you don't think so?
on the
I do.
Hold on, Scott. Based on the polling, we have a lot of polling, especially this week. There's been a CNN poll. There's a Quinnipiac poll. It's pretty clear they disapprove of his handling of deportations. They disapprove of what happened in Minnesota with Renee Good, and they disapprove of Trump's handling of immigration. If they thought that he was doing a great job, they would applaud what has been happening so far. And
he's doing a great job.
Look, we can debate the polling. I can only refer you to the November 2024 election in which Donald Trump flatly told the American people he was going to deport illegal aliens. He was going to mass deport illegal aliens, and that's exactly what they've done. They've deported.
He said he was going to deport the worst of the worst.
Yes.
And they are.
No, they're not.
And so
73% of them have no record whatsoever.
That's actually
that is not false.
Look,
and only 3% have violent conduct.
Let me finish. I get asked questions and you just talk and you talk.
So you've never talked over anybody. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so Charles, finish your thoughts, Scott.
Here's the deal. He ran on it, and he's doing it. And he's going to be the president for the next 3 years, and they are going to continue to do it. They've deported 2.6 million people. About 2 million have actually self-deported. Only 600 and something thousand have actually been deported through ICE or Border Patrol or other law enforcement operations. So the vast majority of people who are leaving the country are doing so through self-deportation. To me, the greatest question here is, why does it and why is it that Democrats in the state of Minnesota believe that they should be immune from or not applicable to federal immigration law that has been on the books for years? We haven't passed any new laws.
And again,
we haven't passed it.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
That dude gay as a snake. All right, let's go to the next clip.
They're being sued by American citizens over what they're calling illegal stops.
We'll see if the ACLU is any better lawyer over this than they were over transgender sports this week.
There are documented cases of American citizens being harassed by ICE, of non-citizens being stopped randomly simply based on maybe they have an accent, maybe they happen to be in a particular place like near an airport working for Uber. And at the very least, it raises questions about whether people's constitutional rights are being violated. And if that is the case, isn't it justified for Americans to be concerned about that?
So according to the reporting, there have been 170 American citizens who have been detained for some period of time during this period in which they have deported about 660,000 illegal aliens. That's about a 99.9997% success rate. If any other government agency got stuff that right that often, we'd be throwing them a ticker tape parade.
Man, look, if this country had a thing for black people and they wanted to check, verify if a black man is legal or illegal, you know how simple this will be? If an ICE agent came up to me, I'll just show him my identification. I'm sure they won't come up to me twice. So that's my only experience, is one experience, and I go, oh, yeah, here you go. Thank you. All right, I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good, all right? That's how to go. I'm driving down the street. Whoop, whoop. Oh, let me pull over. I'll say, how can I help you? I need your license and registration. I got my gun on me. How do you want me to handle it? Well, just keep your gun on and don't reach for it. All right, it's cool. My license is in my bag right here. Grab it out the bag, give it to me. Boop, 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 boop. Give it to him. I'm legal. My car's legal. My insurance is up to date. There ain't nothing there. Come back to the car. Hey, I want to give you a warning for speeding. Or I'm going to give you a ticket for speeding. It just say I wasn't speeding. Okay, thank you, sir, for the ticket. I know because I got common sense that I'm not going to argue with him right here. If I said I wasn't speeding, he clearly think I'm speeding. What do you think going to happen if I start arguing with him? He going to say, you know what, man? You argue very well. I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to tear that ticket up I just wrote for you and I already filed to the court. I'm going to write an addendum as soon as this traffic stop is over, and I'm going to spend all of this time to reverse what you did because you argued so well. You're stupid if you think that's going to happen. Don't argue with the man. Take the ticket and go argue it in court. I think I just had to pay a ticket. Oh, it wasn't my fault. It was somebody was driving a company car and got a ticket in it, and I had to go and deal with that ticket. But it's simple.